at Madison Square Garden. Yes, women did fight in this arena back in the 70s, but no purse money was involved. Therefore, Christy Martin versus Isra Gergra is a history-making event. They'll be fighting for the WBC women's lightweight title, which we are told is an honorary championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we present the Women's Lightweight Championship coming away, brought to you by Don King Productions and King Vision, in association with Showtime, Event Television, Madison Square Garden, and the St. Ides family of brands. Introducing to you our judges who will score this bout from ringside: Julie Letterman, Ronald McNair, and Eva Shane. Introducing to you our referee in charge of this bout, we have Sam Virouette. All right, fans, here we go with the WBC Women's Lightweight Championship, scheduled for 8 two-minute rounds of boxing. Presenting to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing purple trunks with black trim, joining us from Atlanta, Georgia. She weighed in at 138 pounds with a record of 9 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. She has 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome a fighter known as the Raging Beauty, Isra Gergra. And her opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, taking the boxing world by storm. She enters the ring wearing her traditional pink trunks with white trim, fighting out of Orlando, Florida, by way of Mullins, West Virginia. She weighed in the same weight, 138 pounds. Her record stands at 32 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 26 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the women's pound-for-pound champion, the WBC Women's Lightweight Champion, known as the coal miner's daughter, introducing Christy Martin.
Supreme test as she takes on the unofficial female pound-for-pound champion.
She came right out, Steve, as she always does. Wants to get right to the fight, wants to see what the opponent has in the way of heart, skill, and a chin.
Gergra told us Christy is all power, said she doesn't have a lot of speed. That's her biggest weakness. Gergra very confident she can take a punch.
I'll tell you what, she just landed a couple nice shots and took. This is right and even exchange right now.
Yeah, she has trained to counter what Christy is doing. She said Christy gets hit a lot, which we all know. Her defense is lacking, which is really the case in general with women's boxing.
I'll tell you what, nice double left hook by Christy, blocked very well by Gergra. This is an even match. It looks nice. Beautiful right hand.
Yeah, a combination by Christy Martin and a hard right hand. And there's that solid chin being demonstrated by Gergra. She told us she wanted Gergra, did Martin, acknowledging that she's very strong, said she'll jab more than usual, use hand speed, box more, as we mentioned before, talking about Christy. But we'll see if she reverts back as soon as she gets hit.
Well, I'll tell you what, she's boxing a little more, but not a lot more. She's still getting in there, look, whipping the big right uppercuts, the big left hooks, body shots. She just got her knees buckled with a sharp counter, left hook by Gergra.
Isra Gergra has blood streaking from the nose. Digging shots to the ribs by Christy Martin.
Nice jab by Gergra. She's got some very good techniques. She sounds, keeps her hands high. Nice counters. Defensively, she's pretty sound. Good body shots by Christy as well.
Martin had her nose broken in her last fight with arch rival Andrea Deschamps. Now she's trying to return the favor with Isra Gergra. Here we go, round 2, 2-minute round, scheduled for 8 for the WBC honorary women's lightweight title. Isra Gergra had her nose bloodied in that opening round. Heavy shots, downstairs and upstairs combinations by Martin. Martin pouring it on.
Great body shots, and Martin is back to brawling.
There she goes.
There is the knockdown. The brawling is back.
The hand touched the canvas, and it's an official knockdown. 23 seconds into round 2. That nose could be busted. And back comes Christy, relentless attack. Missed with the left hook. Gergra showing some defense.
Christy turns her weight in with her punches, and she generates a pretty good amount of speed. Speed times mass equals the power. But I'll tell you what, Christy's back to brawling.
Yes.
This fight started right back to brawling. She got hit with a good right hand.
A full-scale assault by Christy Martin here in round 2.
I think buckled in the first round by that left hook and got a little mad. Even though I thought she won the first round, it wasn't by a lot.
And she is just showing no mercy. Oh, a straight right hand by Gergra. A
Beautiful
very
right
effective right. Back comes Christy Martin now with a barrage to the body and head of Gergra, lefts and rights, and she is smothering Gergra, who steps away. Wise move.
Christy Martin's power and conditioning are her two biggest assets. The ladies' boxing hasn't come a long way, and the universe of boxers is small, but her power is excellent and her conditioning superb.
And the pace is generally much quicker in women's boxing as opposed to men, because there's only 2-minute rounds, and they got to get the job done fast. Oh, right hook to the head by Christy, followed by a left hook to the head of Gergra. And Gergra just looking to hold on.
Gergra got a couple of nice combinations in, but her power's not equal to Christy, and that's making the difference right now.
Gergra down from a right to the side of her face, 23 seconds into round 2, down for the first time in her 11-fight career, modest career, 9-1-1 with 5 knockouts. Christy, though, pleasing the crowd here at Madison Square Garden with her aggressive, brawling style. Let's see if she tries to pick up where she left off. Round 3.
Christy's strength and power right now is the single biggest difference. Her accuracy is also helping her, but her power is the big difference. When she hits, it pushes Gergra back and it hurts her. And when Gergra fires, it doesn't have quite the same effect.
Gergra originally from Canada, now lives in Atlanta, Georgia. And back comes digging shots to the body by Christy Martin. Missed with that left uppercut.
It was a beautiful left hook by Gergra, but again, not the same power on it. You see her work inside, move, bob and weave. Nice defense. Christy's slowing down just a little bit now. That pace was fast and furious.
Christy, her philosophy, she will eat punches to dish them out.
I'll tell you, I'm very impressed with Gergra, having not seen her before. She boxes well. She has good defense, keeps her hands tight. A little short on power right now for Christy, but boxing very well.
A soccer player at Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario. Got involved in boxing to stay in shape, and here she is fighting the first women's championship at Madison Square Garden. Combination by Gergra, good counter by Christy Martin, who comes back with a straight whipping right.
There you see a nice move on the inside. Gergra slips her right hand, lands up the left hook.
They are trading punches in furious fashion here as we head for the bell of round 3.
Gergra showing some nice defense and offense countering.
Well, while Christy Martin has meant so much to women's boxing, what about this hunger strike I heard about?
Right, we actually went on a hunger strike. We did picketing outside Las Vegas, you know, the arenas in Las Vegas. We did a lot of things so that women could fight more than 4 rounds. At one time, they said that we could only fight 4 rounds. We had to fight so that Christy and others could fight 6, 8, 10, 12, and even 15 rounds. Women are fighting as much as 15 rounds today.
Well, you are a true pioneer, and we appreciate the fact that you've dropped by here, and all the best to you.
Thank you so much.
Anytime. Marion Tremillard, also known as Lady Tiger, one of the true trailblazers of women's boxing, who is here watching Christy Martin, the biggest name in women's boxing today.
Steve, while you were away talking to Lady Tiger, was some terrific exchanges by both. Gergra showing some excellent defense and counterpunching. Christy's strength right now, shoved his shoulder in Gergra's face. Not a very sportsmanlike thing to do, or a sportswomanlike thing to do in this case.
Under a minute remaining in round 4. When the rounds really whiz by in women's boxing. A game Isra, who was down earlier in the fight, hanging tough. Sharp left hook there by Christy Martin. Missed with that whizzing left hook. She connected there with his left hooks, and rights to the body are damaging by Martin.
I'll tell you what, a couple of nice counterpunches by Gergra, but her power is just not significant enough to take Christy out of her game. Christy's a little too strong. I think a little too experienced. I'd like to see Gerger and Christy fight. And Gerger's got about another 10 or 12 bouts under her belt, but she has some terrific talent. It just hasn't all been nurtured yet.
She is the more stylistic boxer, but Christy's power has dominated the first 4 rounds. And we'll head to number 5. Round number 5 scheduled for 8. Boy, women's boxing has come such a long way since it was a demonstration event at the 1904 Olympics in St. Louis. This is a landmark first women's professional championship fight at the Garden. It's also picking up on the amateur level, too. The first USA Boxing Women's National Championships in Augusta, Georgia, took place.
Gerger's got a deceivingly good jab. See if she stuffs it out there and she slips in behind it. Goes the other way. Martin 3-1, which is exactly how I have it. I get the 3rd round to Gerger. And everybody seems to be in
pounding shots, heavy shots to the body and head by Christy Martin. And Gerger looking to hold her own.
She's covering as well as she can, Gerger is, but it's just too much power. Christy's power is the difference in this bout.
And Christy told us yesterday she feels good, but not where she was in her last fight when she stopped tough Andrea Deschang in the 7th round in June. And she sure looks tough here. And Lucia Riker, as she says, to complete her career. She wants to prove she's the best, and those would be the people she needs to beat.
A beautiful right-hand counter by Gerger, but Christy's trying to walk through it and come. She has a good chin, and she's game. And as we talked about before, as soon as she gets banged, she goes back to brawling. There's some boxing here, too, but she is getting into the brawl.
Christy Martin waving negatively in the direction of Isra Gerger, saying, "You didn't hurt me."
Now, I'm very impressed with Gerger, so it's a limited amount of experience. Her first bout was against Deidre Gogarty, a very, very good fighter, a seasoned pro, as the women's go. And here you see Isra Gerger doing an awful lot.
Digging shots, hard, heavy shots to the body by Christy Martin with the left and the right. And Isra Gerger showing a lot of heart.
A little slip there.
Against only 1 loss and 2 draws, has 26 knockouts. On the assault right away, immediately chasing, stalking.
You know, some of the things that Gerger just did there to get out of the way, keeping her hands tight, dipping under a hook, slipping around, punching to the side, and stepping out. Subtle, but very, very, very smart.
What do you think about Christy Martin's defense generally tonight? Something she's looking to work on.
Well, her defense hasn't been that bad, but, you know, when she gets the brawling, she gets the wing, and she gets the firing. She's got a very strong will, a good chin, and she doesn't believe anybody's going to take her out, so you can be a little more careless like that.
A lot of head and shoulder movement now by Christy Martin. Martin in the pink and white. Isra Gerger just 25, Martin 29 years old. She really is a coal miner's daughter from West Virginia, Christy Martin.
Well, to point and call Gerger the raging beauty. She is cute as she can be. She is a tough little gal.
And a very personable woman, as is Christy Martin. Martin does a lot of that trash talking at the press conferences, but very amiable.
Beautiful jab, a counter hook by Gerger. She did a nice job there. Slipped out of the way of some of Christy's big shots. Look at that. Slipped the shot. She's blocking shots. She's stepping around. She's throwing some nice combinations. See, she's making Christy miss more than Christy is accustomed to missing.
Go toe-to-toe here in the center of the ring. Christy Martin, though, landing more punches.
I'll tell you what, Isra Gerger's winning the round. Christy has done a great job. She really is.
Yeah, this round 7. What a stage for Christy Martin and Isra Gerger. A monumental night for women's boxing. The first women's championship fight professionally at the Garden.
No matter what happens from here on out, the last 2 rounds, Isra Gerger's stock just skyrocketed. It went up. Christy Martin is fighting a good fight. She's winning the fight. But Isra Gerger is doing such a good job. Look at that right hand. And that left hook counter. Look at the jab. Getting out of the way of 2 or 3 punches.
Nice.
Stepping off. That picture perfect. That is the sweet science.
Christy Martin taunting Isra Gerger.
Yeah, but the taunt didn't win that combination. Gerger did. In the end, inside there, blocking shots, coming up underneath. This young girl is showing her stuff.
Very quick moves by Isra Gagra. Only her 12th professional fight, doing it in the big room with the Garden against the best. Christy Martin, you really have to give her credit.
It's almost like Pete Rademacher fighting for a world title against Floyd Madison.
Very nice little historic perspective there.
Well, it's a big step for anybody to come against Christy with so few fights. And Christy is so experienced and been around. And this young girl is not only holding her own, but she's holding a little bit of Christy's as well. Christy's missed almost everything she's thrown in power shots this round. And Gagra's, look at her, slipping, stepping, stopping around. She's fighting a brilliant, beautiful fight.
Gagra has countered well, and she told us she would. Oh, she almost walked into a straight right hand by Christy. By combination of the head. Gagra is showing a lot of heart and a terrific chin. And we mentioned earlier that Christy told us she doesn't feel really 100% as well as she felt for her last fight.
With only 20 seconds left in the round, I gave this round to Gagra as well. She clearly outboxed Christy, outslipped her, and outpunched her.
And listen to this crowd. It has erupted. They love the action as we head for the bell, round 7.
And Christy Martin's nose is blue.
Last round. Last round, okay? Oh, wait. You have lost the round. By going, you got to step in with that jab more. She's going to come out banging.
Here you see Isra Gagra doing some of the things she did very well. Straight right hand, then she ducks. Another counter there. Stuffs the jab in, makes Christy miss. Ducks again, throws a left hook, steps off. That's beautiful boxing. That's clean inside movement. Walks into right hand. Gagra slips the hooks. Pretty move. Keeps the jab on her. Hit her a little jab there. Another jab. Makes her miss the hook. Comes underneath the right hand. Throws a hook. Spins off. That's how it's done. That's how you draw it up.
And a WBC Women's Lightweight title. They touch gloves. Here we go.
I have it 4 rounds to 3, Steve, in favor of Martin, but the extra point for the knockdown.
Yeah, the knockdown came in round 2. Let's check the online voting right here, and it's awfully close. They've got Gagra ahead by 1.
They've got Gagra ahead by 1, but even with their scoring, it will be even because of the knockdown. I have Martin ahead by 1, but Gagra is fighting a very good fight. I really am impressed with her. I think she's got a future if this sport has a future. Steve, I would pay to see her fight. That's how much I think I think
a lot of these fans are very happy they paid to see this one.
See, she blocks those shots. She steps out. That is beautiful defense. She kept it tight. Christy hit arms. Look at Christy's right eye. It's swollen almost shut. It's blue and black and ugly. She's bleeding from the nose. This young girl came here.
Bloody noses.
Look at that eye.
Combination to the head by Christy Martin, but again, Isra Gagra weathering the storm and then coming back with countering shots of her own.
It's her jab that's getting her in place. She's holding Christy off the jabs, standing her head up. Christy's firing like crazy and missing inside.
Non-stop here by Christy Martin. Back comes Isra Gagra, and the crowd gets behind her. But that spurs Martin on, too.
Isra Gagra has fought this fight for all intents and purposes to a draw except for the knockdown. She is doing the job, and Christy is in a war.
Furious action here in this women's fight. The crowd, many of them on their feet. History in the making here tonight. The first women's championship pro fight at the Garden, and living up to expectations.
Steve, I'm happy to be part of such a splendid event.
The action.
She is just doing the things she has to do on the inside. She's making Christy miss. She's looking at this. Christy misses 3 big shots, and Christy misses another one. She counters with a hook. Gagra fought well, jab and hook on the inside. This was brutal. This was terrific action on the inside by both fighters. Christy's stronger and more powerful early on. This fight takes place 2 years from now. Who knows?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Julie Letterman scores about 78 to 74. Judges Eva Shane and Ron McNair, they both agree, scoring about 78 to 73. All 3 in favor of the winner, and still the WBC Women's Lightweight Champion, the coal miner's daughter, Christy Martin.
A very unpopular decision, according to this crowd here at Madison Square Garden. The crowd turning on Christy Martin. You hear the reaction of the background, and there they are booing. They really rallied behind the upstart Isra, who, despite the loss, has her stock go up and split. It was quite a night for Isra here at Madison Square Garden, even though she lost.